I don't care what anyone says. Nan and Taemin are real. Taeyeon is real. OTP. Hey guys, it's KpopSteve here, and today I am talking about OTPs. On my first Q&A, I got a question about it, and you guys were like, hey, why don't you just make a whole video about it? So I am. Here we go. And a lot of you weren't sure what an OTP is, and some of you might not be sure. So an OTP is a one true pairing, which is defined as your favorite combination of characters or people in a fandom. Main example would be like someone like Harry Potter, where you have like the OTP of Ron and Hermione, or just like anything. Like there's a lot of it in anime as well, where you're like, oh, certain characters I like together. In K-pop is a whole different thing because it's real people. You may like two idols in the same group together, or two idols in different groups together. They may be same sex, different sex. It doesn't matter. The possibilities are endless when it comes to OTPs. The question you might be asking, if you've never heard of this, is why do people do this? Why is this a thing? Well, firstly, it's fun. It's fun to think, oh, I love these two idols together. Oh, I like seeing them here. Oh, I like having pictures with just them. Oh, I like their parts in the songs where they're doing stuff. Mainly, it's just cute. They're quite cute together. You know, you're like, oh, those two. Oh. Which brings me on to my second point, which is my main thing with like OTPs and relationship stuff, is the interactions. You love seeing them interact. You love seeing them talk to each other on variety shows, just behind the scenes stuff, take selfies together. You like seeing them do things together. And once you kind of wringed out that towel, it goes on to the third point of fantasy, where it's left to the fans fantasy of what they think their idols may be up to. So they might be like, oh, I bet in the dorm rooms they're like chatting, or they play video games together. But then more than likely it's sexual fantasies. So it's like, oh, I bet they actually do this, I bet they do that, and I could go on, but it'll get very inappropriate. So, well, that's why fanfiction exists, because it's just sexual OTP fantasies. Yeah! But that's why people do them. I tend to just do it for fun, but then people get much more serious into it, which I'll talk about later. The most famous K-pop OTPs will be people like Jungkook from SHINee, Baekhyun or Hyunhan from EXO, Tainy from Girls' Generation. SM ones tend to be really, really big, so like TVXQ, Girls' Generation, SHINee, EXO, their ships are really quite popular. Especially on the internet, you have blogs dedicated just to that, like, OTP. It's also called a ship because it's a relationship. You're shipping these idols together. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, that's what a ship is. It's basically the same thing as a one true pairing. And my favorites, ooh, I really like Jiyoung and Nicole from Kara, when they used to be in Kara. I like Tainy a lot from Girls' Generation. Tiffany and Taeyeon, they were great. Oh yeah, Yoonyeol, mate. Yoona and Yuri. One of my big ones where most of my ships come from is We Got Married. So Taeyeon, as in Nan and Taemin, I love them so much. It just seems so real. Well, in We Got Married, they try and make it seem so real, and to me it was, but that's because I'm a deluded fan. And I really like Leo and Ken. I don't know what it's called. It's really cute seeing Leo just get angry at Ken and wanting to beat him up. I just think that's great. And next I want to talk about kind of the purpose of OTPs and shipping, and how it can be good and how it can be very bad. So if in regards to relationships, like people start thinking that pairings, well, they start to equal relationships. They start to think, oh, are those relationships real? Shipping or OTPs, they're really, really popular with a male ship with another male. So SHINees or EXOs. I want to say that fans start to become quite deluded in thinking that these relationships are actually real. Like me when We Got Married, you start thinking that relationships are real, and you're like, obviously Junghyun and Key are actually like dating secretly, but they can't release it. It's like, no. More than likely they're not. Well, obviously we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but more than likely they're not. Fans should just keep that in their fantasies. They shouldn't let it take over K-pop. However, I can still dream. I can still have my dreams about Nan and Taemin and how they actually had a relationship, but I know they didn't. But I can dream about it. This bed is for ships and my mind, because I will be thinking all my OTPs are real. But in regards to dreaming and how it can be good, that you start to get fan fiction. Fan fiction is a really big part of the K-pop community, and it lets loads of people start their writing. So although a lot of people shit on 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades of Grey did start as a Twilight fan fiction, then she became insanely popular, and she's made for life probably, and that started with fan fiction. So K-pop fan fiction is good because it lets people like start writing, and although I don't read much of it, I know a lot of it becomes really perverted converted, as you can see on my fanfiction video where I read sexy ones. That's not a bad thing, I guess, if fans just keep that to themselves and enjoy reading it and sharing other people. I think that's fine. I'm happy with how fanfiction lets like kind of young people experience writing and start getting into writing. I think that's great. But then sometimes OTPs and shipping go way too far. Way too far. Like, as I said before, like fans become like deluded in thinking these relationships are real. This is more in regards to relationships in general. But when Baekhyun and Taeyeon started dating, boy, everyone was so angry. And I know this is more about idols dating and like people are angry they're in relationships. However, a lot of people ship Taeyeon and Tiffany, and a lot of people ship Baekhyun and Chanyeol from EXO. And there was so many people like, no, he still loves Chanyeol. No, she still loves Tiffany. It's like, no, guys, please. Can you just ship them as in like the ship of friendship rather than the ship of relationship? Can you just do that instead? Can you just talk about their friendships? Because I feel that's a better way to do it, because, you know, it's a bit, it gets a bit too far. With the Baekhyun and Taeyeon situation, there was like rumors that they both like Oreos, and then people started posting like smashed Oreos on Instagram. 200,000 fans left EXO's fan cafe, and then shippers were very angry. So yeah, it's very sad how like it seems like shipping takes over K-pop and makes it very daunting for people. Like, I know sometimes I've talked to people and they go, oh, who's your favorite member in a band? I'm like, oh, this band. And then like, oh, who's your ship? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I like seeing them together. Like, I like them interacting, because that's what I like. I might like two members interacting, and they'll be like, oh yeah, but I better play it because, yeah, oh yeah, I want them in bed. I'm like, whoa, no, just enjoy the music, please. Like, I don't mind people enjoying that, but keep it a bit private, because it's hard on fans or new people getting into K-pop because they're kind of overwhelmed by this shipping idea, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna have to ship someone now, and I have to think of them as in a sexual situation, which they're not, which leads on to why it's hard for idols, because idols, you know, they just might be their mate or even someone they're not that close with in the band. Some idols aren't the best of friends, and then they start going online and seeing that people are obsessed with them together, and they might accidentally read a fan fiction where they're like having sex with another member, and they'll just be like, whoa, what have I got myself into? I'm just friends with this guy. I feel like tiny cute moments is fine on YouTube, but when people think it's so real that it's like takes over K-pop, I feel it really puts me off, you know? Like, even with the Sojin and Dio thing, they were wearing the same bracelet in one picture, or maybe two, but one picture, right? And everyone's like, oh my god, they're dating, and like Sojin had to make her Instagram private because of those blooming EXO fans going crazy that, oh, she might be dating Dio. One, that's stupid, it's based on one picture, and two, she's dating me. So how can that be? Like, you know, how can that be? Like, she's dating me, guys. Not Dio. Sojin is my one true love. Okay. But it's quite interesting thinking how like two idols might be in a relationship somehow just because they're like good friends. But I guess like some people think like that. So I think there are goods and bads to OTPs. And like it just depends where everyone's line is. You know, you gotta find out where your line is and not cross it too much and not get so angry when idols are dating. I probably will do a different video on idols dating because that gets me so angry when people get annoyed about that. But OTPs are great. I like seeing idols interacting. I like the compilation videos on YouTube where they're like, oh, Leo and Ken moments. I'm like, yes, Leo and Ken moments. But then people are like, oh, yeah. What, he kissed a girl in a drama? No, what would Leo think about that? No, I thought they were having sex. She's like, no. So everyone, like, you know, you need to find the right line. There's ups and downs to it, but I'm happy they exist, but shipping can go a bit too far sometimes. But what are your favourite OTPs, and do you think they're real? Are there hints of them being real? Like, when I see, oh, we got married, like, so many times I think the relationship seems so real, and I ship them so hard. Taemin and Nan seems so real. Oh, that was so hard to watch. I cried like a baby at that last episode. But what are your favourite ships? Is it Sojin and Steve? Is it Ravi and Steve? Because Ravi and Steve is the ship which is 100% real. I got you, Ravi, I got you. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Ships are weird, but the Ravi and Stevie ship is always sailing. Hey.